Hello everyone, and welcome to UltraToons Reviews. In this series, I will be reviewing episodes of popular object shows such as Inanimate Insanity and BFDI. Click on the screen to watch the previous review. In this video, I will be reviewing the second last episode of BFB, BFB 29, Save Our Show. The episode begins with Hako hiding in a green bush to spy on the announcer as she was curious as to why he decided to return to the show after many years of absence. The writers giving Hako the role of being the investigator was a solid idea. Hako's curiosity in the first scene ties up the plots well when she eventually confronts the announcer on where he had been for the last few years. If all the characters had gone on Purple Face's TV show, we probably would have never found out the announcer's true intentions, therefore using Tako's suspicion was a good plot device. Another interesting plot device was how the announcer recklessly spent the budget for the show. Later on in the episode, once confronted, we come to realize that this was the announcer's plan all along to drain the show of the remaining budget, even giving Flower $50,000 at random in one of the previous episodes. But did the announcer do this because he knew it would in turn result in Flower saving the show? The announcer even gifted the characters the golden bus which he would use to travel to the game show. Did he want to give the characters a fighting chance? Because it seems a little odd that he would gift Flower $50,000 at random for no reason otherwise. The announcer's story was very interesting and well put together. I'm looking back at the previous episodes of BFDIA and just thinking, damn, the announcer really set this all up. Realistically, it makes sense why the announcer would want to reclaim back BFDI. Out of the final three, I was disappointed that Teardrop got the boot. Yeah, she was a little bit mean to Flower in previous episodes, but ultimately she was just being competitive. It is a game show after all. When the announcer initially reveals that BFB was cancelled, my first reaction was, deja vu, not again. Although Purple Face's game show plan to save the show was deemed pointless at the end, it was fun to watch nonetheless. Purple Face giving Gelatin the easy questions while leaving the silly questions for Flower was so funny, along with Purple Face saying, "Viewers, take note of that," in an attempt to make Flower look bad in the eyes of the viewers. Something I laughed for so long at was when Purple Face announces that someone donated -dollars and they ended up giving them money. Overall, the humor for this episode did not fall short at any point. A common theme of this episode seemed to be torture, with Blocky suspending X above a cliff and Flower being forced to face her fear of bugs on the game show. A redeeming quality that came out of this was when Woody assisted Flower with her fears by using breathing exercises to calm her down. I'm not going to lie, but I've never really liked Woody, although with this episode I found a new respect for him. I like the way the writers gave him more of a speaking role in this episode instead of just making noises like he usually did in previous episodes and seasons. That being said, I'm glad that Blocky and Woody have a newfound friendship and I hope this continues on into the BFDI series. I would also like to see more of Woody's show. The episode wraps up with their budget running low and the animation becoming lower quality, which makes me think, do the characters know that they're cartoons and being animated, since they were all well aware of what was happening when their budget was finally running out? Overall, that segment was funny to watch and extremely dramatic, since I'm sure we were all on the edge of our seats wondering the fate of BFB. In the end, Flower saves the day by pumping $50,000 back into the show, so it all comes full circle. While I am glad that Flower saved the show, I feel that this action unfairly gave her a golden ticket to win BFB. If I remember correctly, in BFDIA 5E, Puffball caused her whole team to lose the challenge at the very end of the episode because she wanted to win the prize again, which was extremely random that she sabotaged the challenge just to get the prize. This resulted in Puffball getting the most votes from the viewers, and in turn she would have been eliminated in BFDIA 6. Flower saving the show in BFB 29 gives off similar vibes. Fortle published a poll on YouTube a few days ago asking why the viewers voted for Flower, and from the 6,000 sample of people who voted, we can see that 75% voted for her because she saved the show. Regardless, even if Flower didn't single-handedly save the show, I think the results would have been similar with Flower still winning BFB. Although I wish Gelatin at least got a slightly more unbiased chance to win the show. Again, the animation for this episode was amazing and I have nothing negative to say about it. One of my favorite pieces of art from this episode is the paper scene at the end. The artists managed to make this scene look like a high quality budget cut. Big ups to whoever crafted this scene. It was also very nice and refreshing to see some BFDIA asset type animation again, even if it was only for a few seconds. I voted for Gelatin to win because he has been one of my favorite characters since the start of BFB. Nevertheless, I'd still be happy with Flower winning and I'm excited for the finale. Overall, I would give this episode of BFB an 8 out of 10. Very enjoyable and in my opinion one of the best episodes since the split. Good job to everyone involved in the production of this episode. you.